It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for the Telecom Wars. And take a look at them. They're both on stage, both KT and SKT. My name is Wolf. Moonblade is back from Germany. How are you doing?
I'm good, Wolf. It's great to be back, man. Flying in only a few hours ago, but here I am at Pro League once again, and I have missed it. You know, it's been a whole week since I was here.
Yeah. You and Valdez are the masters of just flying in from these tournaments and jumping right into the show, man. You guys just like helicopter in off a parachute or something right into the studio.
Just got to get the job done, mate. And look at that, Zest versus Dream to start things off. I came here at the right day.
You did. You absolutely did. This is definitely the best matchup, at least the most hyped matchup that we have every single round, every round robin, the Telecom Wars. The SKT is currently undefeated with a 3-0 score. They have not dropped a single map this round with a +9 indicator. And they're looking to take that 4th win in a row against their rival team, KT.
It's actually ridiculous, their score right now. But you know what? 2 of their star players have been weakened by that trip to Germany, only coming back today as well. Innovation as well as Sue, who also got top 2 at that tournament. So I'm sure they won't be in play, and if they are, it might only be like... I doubt they would put them in the ace match at this point. There's just no way. They'd be so tired.
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to come off a plane and sit down and commentate these epic matches because we kind of get to sit here and relax, but to play them, that's a totally different story, especially when SKT is in such a good prime position right now. We saw the coach Uve there just briefly with this, you know, the biggest smirk on his face as if he's like, no, we've got this one 3-0 as well. I think they're very confident going to this match, even without those star players.
Yeah. I mean, they have such a huge list of fantastic players. They can all take wins, even off a team like KT.
Absolutely. Now, Dream is going to be playing in the first match versus Zest. A lot of people would favor him going to this first match. However, he did lose to Myungshik in a best-of-3 in Star League, so he's looking a little bit predictable in the TVP matchup right now. Here are our current standings. As I said, SK Telecom T1 with a +9 indicator haven't dropped a single map. KT Rolster, on the other hand, are just above Prime at 1 and 2 with a -3 indicator as well as a penalty point.
Yeah, that's pretty miserable to be at that point. KT, one of the best teams we have here up until this point.
What the hell is that? 14-3, by the way, on Sue.
Yeah.
14-3. Innovation, 13-4.
This is why they went to Gamescom. You know, they are the heavy hitters for SKT right now, and they do get those that special privilege.
Classic is 12-3. Dream is 10-3. These players have incredible win rates right now.
I'd love to know the kind of the practice regiment they have in the house, because Uve must be kicking their asses, man, because they are really performing, all of them right now.
Look at those arrows as well. Now, Dream, like I said before, did lose to Myungshik in a bit of a predictable best-of-3 in that final match of Star League. Then we've got Flash versus Sorry for a Terran versus Terran. That should be interesting to see how Flash does in this TVT.
Yeah. TY versus Classic. Certainly favored for Classic, but TY has been coming back into form in a big way. And then Stats versus Dark. That one should be pretty close, pretty explosive. I did give it to Dark in the end, though.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure what changed on that overlay just now.
We had to refresh it twice because that's how amazing this match is.
People couldn't believe it. They're like, hold on, let me just F5 this to make sure this is real. Yes, this is in fact real. Now, Terraform will be the final map if it goes to ace matches. What's interesting is today we have Cactus Valley as a PVT, and then Iron Fortress is going to be a TVP. So usually those maps, you end up seeing a lot of Zergs on them, but not a single one today.
Yeah, probably, you know, Sue might have been up there instead of Sorry, I'd have to say, on Coda, or maybe Dream on Coda, Sue up on Cactus Valley. Like, those things would have switched around a lot if they had that Zerg player available.
Yeah. So SKT is in a 12-match winning streak. And if Zest wins today, he will be tied in first place on the winners ranking. He's just up there, right at the top, right behind those top players, Hiro and Maru.
Wow, how about that? So, interesting layout today. I mean, SKT, they've already kind of made it through to the very final playoffs, so this whole round is kind of like, to them, I guess, flexing their muscles a lot. They obviously don't want to drop a series to KT ever. They want to use this day to, like, send a message.
Exactly. That's very well said. Because, you know, if you look at SKT, you would think that this round would be the one they do the weakest, so where they play a lot of unknown players. You know, we see a lot more of Sorry than we have actually seen. But in fact, it's just not the case. Even in their match against Prime, they send out some of their best players. But they're just taking these wins piece by piece, but very, very calculated players for each map. They're really trying to, almost as if they're trying to, like, just win this flawlessly just to prove that they can. Even it's like, yo, we're in first. We already secured our spot, and we went undefeated in round 4, even though it didn't matter. Like that would be incredible to say.
Yeah, certainly so. They just want that clean victory. And here we go with the predictions. My accuracy rate has plummeted. Well, in my absence.
In Daehyun's, like, I just have to say, he got 7 out of 9 matches correct yesterday, and yesterday it was filled with upsets. Huge upsets.
So sick, man.
I mean, he is just on fire. He is seeing things that no one else is seeing right now.
Well, here we go. Talking about players on fire. Zest, one of the best. Has a big chest, chiseled face.
That's why they say best is Zest, Moonblade.
That's how they say it. Though his best Terran record, not that impressive.
Yeah.
5-4.
And also his record versus Dream at 1-5.
Wow.
He also has a very weak ace match record. That's just kind of a little bit of a trivia almost at this point, since this, of course, is our first match that we're going into here. But Dream as well, you know, in that recent matchup versus Myungshik just did not look as strong. He looked very predictable. A lot of factory medevac play, you know, very late stim.
Yeah. Well, still remains, you know, 4-1 against Protoss, but I do agree with you there. He seemed to be like on a little bit of a decline in this matchup. And I kind of feel like all Terrans are right now because Maru doesn't have the answers anymore. And everyone looks to Maru for like the longest time and how to deal with Protoss.
Yeah, Protoss are just not dying to Widowmine drops. They're not dying to Hellion run-bys. They're setting up tight walls. They're putting Stalkers to the bottom of the ramp. That early pressure isn't working for them as well as it used to be. And Maru is just not able to innovate the matchup. Everyone used to kind of copy him, like you said. And the Protoss are just getting their third bases faster and greedier and getting away with it. So this is obviously a big problem for Terrans.
Well, Cactus Valley is the map as well. You know, it's one of these bigger maps. That's going to be pretty comfortable, pretty easy to defend against Dream's aggression.
Well, let's see if he can do it here. Let's jump into game number 1, the Telecom Wars. Down here in the bottom right in red for KT Rolster, it's Zest.
There you go. Something like that. And up here in the top right, we do have the Terran play for SKT. It is Dream, one of the best.
2-time back-to-back Star League finalist. Show me the Singli. There's a play on the Show Me the Money cheat code in Starcraft 1, where you get 10k gas and 10k minerals, but in this case, show me the victory.
I always use that cheat when I could wolf. I'm not gonna lie.
If I could use it in real life, man. That's all the best speed gas I could sell for money, man. I'd sell it to all the Zerg players.
Oh yeah, man. Well, here we go. It is vertical spawns.
That it is. So, you know, obviously this does favor Dream. Can be a little bit more aggressive with his drops, aggressive with his pushes.
Yeah, considering the natural is facing away from the main base of Dreams, you know, he's got that direct flight path straight in there. If he chooses to do so, I wonder if he's going to try and mix it up today. It is a bigger map. Things get going a lot slower than on other maps.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing goes for Zesto. We do see a lot of proxies on this map with oracles.
Proxy oracle is really common. Even Stargate in the main base is quite common in this matchup on this map. Because the Oracle gives you so much vision. It's part of the reason why Myungshik was able to kind of counteract Dream's play, because he was able to just simply hover around, spot his army, constantly tag it. And we are going to see a CC first here for Dream, so no hyper-aggression out of him early on. He's just going to be going for the Econ build. And again, notice this pylon placement. This is the kind of thing we're seeing Protoss players do a lot more these days to shut down these Hellion run-bys.
Yeah, you know, Hellion run-bys, Reapers jumping up, everything kind of gets a little bit more difficult for the Terran player. And, you know, it's a bit of a shame Zest didn't try for any sort of early aggression like a proxy oracle, because CC first is pretty vulnerable to this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Looks like he's got something else in mind. Economy-based play, obviously still very strong. Let's see if he takes a second gas here. Doesn't look like it. Looks like he's just going to cancel the Zealot and take a Nexus. Just chronoing probes.
Not a bad choice at all either.
So an SKT fan there, even drawing the jersey. We've got a lot of fans here in the studio, obviously, for this kind of match.
Yeah, Telecom Wars, man. It's always going to fill out nicely. Next step is kind of just seeing how many barracks Dream is going to put down behind this command center first. Is he going to go up to 3 and be like a complete safety first kind of build, get the bio out? that's going to be able to deflect anything, or is he going to try for a gas soon?
I think he's going to take gases. It just seems to be his style. You know, in the group that we saw with Myungshik, was always following up his CCs with faster gas, faster aggression. Although, see, he hasn't actually added that yet. He's finishing his second orbital, or starting his second orbital, I should say, on those barracks. Okay, a third barracks does go up, though.
So just playing that very traditional sort of CC first build. I like this. No, don't want to cut any corners, want to play a straight-up game.
Zest is, you know, really well known for Proxy Oracle. He does it in PvP even, like, a ton of the time, so I think it's a safe choice. It's a best of one, and, you know, play a little bit more defensively than what you're known for. Be safe, and just try to beat him in a straight-up game. Because, I mean, until very recently, Dream was pretty undefeated in this matchup. Wow, South Africa and Korean all the way from Pohang, South Korea, cheering for KT Rolster. Zest is his favorites. I didn't read the left sign. I was reading the longer one.
Oh, mate.
Sorry. It might come up again, I hope.
Yeah, they were hard to read very quickly. Okay, Mothership Core actually being a little aggressive here. Not getting any kills either.
Gets a good scout. It does damage the SCV and a Marine down to very low. It looks like he might be following up with Blink. DTs wouldn't be a bad option here, but I think Blink is definitely the more solid choice.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It seems like Zest doesn't want to, you know, apply too much either. Both of them playing pretty safe, actually, in this opening game. I'm sure we can, as I was about to mention, a Robo go down and a couple more gateways. He's going to just transition easily into Blinkstalkers and just Colossus. Play it from there. So no player really pulling a first punch. Just keeping things pretty chill right now.
Pretty fresh idea here from Dream to go for combat shields first. I think the idea is just simply to bolster his Marines. We sometimes see with a 3 barracks play, just 3 barracks Marines march across the map with combat shields because they have a little bit more sustainability against low groups of Stalkers, especially against Zealots. Try to pressure. They can tank a lot more damage from the Mothership core on Nexus Cannon as well. In this case, though, Stim would definitely be the much better option versus Good's Blink Stalker control. Let's see how much Zest actually commits to the Blink Stalkers, because he might just show a few, you know, try to take that third Nexus. The Robo obviously shows us that he's not going to be doing a like super all-in build, especially because he keeps making probes.
Yeah, it's probably going to be, you know, that 4 or 5 Stalker count at the front. Apply pressure to the bunker, force out some repairs, SCVs off the mineral patch. But beyond that, you really want to transition fast and start getting his upgrades as well.
Yeah. Speaking of upgrades, +1 is already on the way here for Dream, who does, you know, add that safety turret. Stalker's just going to check here. Sees these Marines. Still in a bunker, still a defensive position. And he gets a robotic support bay back at home. So he's going to be able to make Colossi to hold a third base. Speaking of that, there it goes right now. So he's going to basically, like you said, I think, use no more than 4 or 5 Stalkers to pressure, if he even does that.
So far, it's like 1.
Yeah.
He's got to be a little careful here now that a Marauder's moving out. Luckily, no concussive shells yet.
Yeah, Blink not finished yet, but will be soon. This is very greedy, actually, what Zest is doing. But the Blink is also going to make him a little bit safer against this type of aggression, because he can poke at these units a lot more safely as they're attacking and slow them down and blink away, attack again, blink away, those sorts of things. Slow down the reinforcing.
We also have +1 for the bio. You know, getting towards finishing up, as well as there's too many backs on the way. The only problem is that Stim is so late this time that it's going to be hard for him to find too much damage on the map. He can go for drops and, like, you know, do a little bit of damage here and there, but without that Stim, you don't have much presence on the map.
Yeah, especially with Blink for your opponent. You know, you could just chase those medevacs down. Looks like he's going to do that walk across like I was talking about with the combat shields. Now, obviously this isn't going to be good for burst damage. It's just about the sustain on those Marines. They're going to tank a lot more of any fight they take. It actually looks like he's waiting for those medevacs before he comes across the map. This might, like, if Zest sees this, he might actually think that this is Stim and combat shields. He might actually misread this.
The longer this takes, you know, Stim is finishing up. It's probably like another 30 seconds away here. So the buyer's going to meet at the front here. They can still catch out units. You know, with Marauders like this, you can do a lot of damage very quickly. And that Colossus has to be very careful because there is not much buffering at all for it.
No, look at this group of Stalkers here just going to try to poke down any Marines they can find. Okay. Concussive shell's nearly done. Good blinks there. Stim's still not complete. And the first Colossus is out. He's got range nearly completed. Second Colossus is about to finish as well. So this attack is essentially already shut down.
Yeah, for now. But there's always that option to fly into the main base at some time. Getting rid of that Observer opens up that option because no more map vision for Zest in that place in the map.
That's why he's constantly keeping the Stalkers right on top of these two medevacs for vision more than anything else. Yeah, it's good to harass, but he wants to keep checking, are they still there, or are they loading, are they boosting in?
This is a very Mario-esque sort of aggression as well. You know, pure bio, nothing to really deal with the Colossus except for micro and drops. And now Widow Mine's in production as well.
Thermal Lance is about to finish. I like this, just in a small group of units in here. Now he's forced those Stalkers out of position. The Time Warp goes down, but the Colossus hits here are impeccable.
Just enough sentries there to kind of ward off all the bio, and some pretty light trades from the mines and bio on that army in general. Not really finding much at all.
He's got to be careful. He doesn't have a lot of Zealots. There's a lot of Marauders in this mix, so they could actually just easily get on top of those Colossi if they spread and stim in there. But overall, I feel like that was a fairly even trade for those two.
Fairly even. Every Colossus remained intact, which is the most important part for Zest. And for Dream, he can't really lose the backbone of this army. He cannot lose too many Vedovacs. He has to keep the aggression on and start applying it from multiple angles. Try and split this giant death ball apart, or soon to be giant death ball.
Yeah. There's a ton of medevacs on the map.
Oh man, right under an observer as well.
Yeah.
I like that.
Gate's almost ready too. Like, he's getting ready to have so much power with that third Nexus. He's actually just going to go for this.
Well, he could actually drop on top of that army too. That's a pretty small Colossus Stalker army.
Let's see. Here he goes, going into the main base. Not on top of the army, but right to the side of it. His cannon is not ready just yet, but he is kind of caught in here with these Marauders, blocking those Zealots off.
Going for that Nexus as well. It's getting pretty low, down to half HP, almost killed.
There it goes. So a good hit here. Meanwhile, he does defend the middle sort of attack. He's actually going to kill a medevac full of drops, or rather a medevac full of units there. But however, this right side army is still trading decently. He's going to escape, and that Nexus kill is pretty huge. Can he actually blink on this?
Oh, I think he'll get one. There we go. Now, is this going to trigger a counter attack? Is that the next question? Because Zest, he did trade out a lot of that army for that Nexus. He could try for it, but he just doesn't. He mainly has Blink Stalkers with his Colossus. There's nothing to really sit at the front and take all the hits because they're so fragile.
Yeah. He's like pure Stalker, basically.
There's really two ways you can go about this as a Protoss player, you know, after you lose a base like that. It's either you try, like, it's like, okay, I've lost too much, I'm going for the counterattack. Wait for this to happen. Is it going to be a big hit?
Nah.
No hit.
Not even a single probe kill there.
And the other option is, you know, camp, you know, just turtle up once again, get that base back up and running, and just keep building on your army, keep upgrading it. And that's the choice that's made.
Yeah, because, you know, like you said, when you have this unit count, like you have 5 Colossi, and your opponent has no Vikings, he's trying to transition into that. You know that in this moment, like, you are 100% safe, and you can spend all of your chrono, all your gas on these upgrades. You don't have to replace your Colossi. This is not an exchange. Like, Maru oftentimes exchanges when he attacks with his bio, like, to kill Colossi. He doesn't care about killing the economy so much because then his follow-up attacks are stronger.
That's
but in this case, this has been like an economic attack. So the Colossi are still alive, so he can still spend his gas on the tech instead.
Yep, that is completely it. And we're just seeing all the pieces come together for Zest when making this army. Charge on the way, +2. Templar Archives, a huge addition here, whether it be Storm or for the Archons. Either way, it really bolsters that army in a big way. And it's up to Dream to make the composition that's going to deal with that. And for Templar Archive, you need Ghosts.
It actually looks like he wants to do perhaps another big drop here. Look at this vision. Just right outside of it.
Wow, look how many Colossus that is. That is ridiculous right now. 6 Colossus.
Yeah, 6 Colossus to 8 Vikings. Not a very good ratio for the Terran. But the Terran army size is massive, and he has a ton of Marauders in this mix.
I like this. Ghosts already on the way. Storm researching for Zest. So it's getting to that next stage in the game. Looks like neither player really in a rush to end it either.
Yeah. Okay, big Widowmine drop here. Well, I say big, but it looks like it's not going to be that impactful at all. It's only 2 Widowmines, so. Gets a Stalker.
I thought he was going to blink that. What? Oh, well.
I think he might have blinked to get over there and was on cooldown. Oh, this is an interesting choice. We're going to see him actually kill some of his Marines to make, I think, probably more Ghosts. Yeah, and a few more Vikings. Because Marines are just not as useful.
Certainly so, yeah. He needs to be able to hard counter the Colossus and the Templar, or he just cannot fight this army properly.
Another trend we're starting to see a lot of these Protosses do on this map, on Vani, you know, what have you, is a ton of cannons in their main base in their most exposed area to stop these drops. I really like that we're seeing Zest do this as well. Pairing up this Widowmine field a little bit.
Anything you can to really slow down the Terrans dropping. I mean, it was always such a big problem, especially when you saw Maru do it. up until a point, but now every Protoss player's kind of figured it out. They kind of know how to stay safe and get to that later game where they are more comfortable. This is going to be a hard fight for Dream if he wants to try and fight up this ramp.
Yeah, but also Zest needs to make sure his units are in position. Okay, his Colossi were very exposed there for a moment. Just going to trade with these bio units. Gets only a Marine. So that's Storm zoning this army out pretty easily.
2-2, just about to finish up, which is probably what Dream has been waiting for.
Yep. Now, mind you, he does have a 4th base with this, and he's not pulling the SCVs. He's not trying to hit a timing. He's just trying to will this army down. And look at this, even pushing with turrets now to get rid of those observers. Okay, here's going to be the big fight. Storm on all these Vikings, and it's really important because there's so many Colossi here. Decent EMP as well as Bioforce still remains, but the Colossi are just not going down fast enough.
No, just not fast enough. Not enough Vikings and in a bad place. You're sitting on the top of that ramp like that. Stalkers had all the time in the world to shoot them down. Dream going to be looking for a big spread and try and engage with pure bio, but I don't think there's enough.
No. This is going to be really tough to defend this base. He's actually desperately trying to look. I think it ends up planetary. Yeah, he is, but this is a lot of Stalkers and a lot of Colossi with range, so he can actually kind of pick off this refinery, start poking at those SCVs. With no Vikings here, he actually could be a little bit more aggressive, I feel, with these Colossi even. You know, actually start poking in there on top of this bio even. Look at this Storm, zoning this army out again.
Ooh, nice EMPs there on the main army, but not on the important Templars. Storm's do a bit of work as well. And the Planetary's nearly finished up here.
Yep. And once that Planetary finishes, he is going to have to back off. Good repairs here. But a lot of this bio is going down. It's such a favorable trade for Zest. I don't think he's going to be able to stay here anymore now that this Planetary is up. Ooh, he's in an awkward spot here. Can't really retreat. This is not a good place to fight.
Yeah, I didn't know about that at all. He's letting these Vikings go to town on the remaining Colossus. He's trying to overwhelm with mass Stalkers.
Yep. I think the idea here is just trying to do that bonus damage to armor on the Planetary, but
that one Marauder finished the job and got rid of the last Colossus as well.
He should have retreated there a lot faster. He got into a corner where he couldn't really move.
That was way too deep. He got way too ahead of himself considering his army and where it was at.
He's still significantly ahead, and now he has +3 armor for his units, especially those Colossi. That gets applied twice to all those rockets on the Vikings because it's a 2-attack animation. Plus, he can have the shields for them as well. So these Colossi are going to be very difficult to kill in just a moment. And Dream doesn't have 3-3 on the way. He just now started the +3 attack.
And now he's going to be out of position as well. Zest is looking to go through the middle here and go to either the 3rd base or to the natural. Either way, there's no Planetary there. It's going to be a much easier fight.
Okay, here comes the engagement. Storm's going down on this bio. The Storm hits are just simply too good. Now he can just ignore the Planetary and fight this army. Even go cut through the natural at this point. Zealots just run up and join this army. Look at this, already starting to work on these SCVs here. And it looks like Zest is about to clinch this game. Don't see any way of Dream taking it.
No way, no how. Not with this army broken and split up like this. Remaining Marauders getting destroyed. GG.
GG indeed. KT Rolster takes the very first game this round off of SKT. This is the very first time SKT has lost a single set this round.
Great start, kind of expected considering where Dream's TVP has been headed. And we're going into a second match now, which is even more dangerous for SKT. We're seeing Flash against Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, can I ask you a question? Do you think that on that map, Dream was expecting to hit a Zerg? Do you think that was maybe one of the reasons why he might have come out there? Because we do see Zergs play ZVZs on this map decently often.
I think it was much less likely this time around, simply because Zoo, probably the one that would want to do it, was in Germany until this day. So he was never going to be on the lineup. So I think...
Well, I just mean, do you think Dream was expecting KT to perhaps send a Zerg maybe live on the map?
Dream sending. Right. Possibly. Hard to say because Lack hasn't been getting the results either.
That's true.
So it's like, well, do you think they'll really play him again after how much he's lost recently?
Yeah, that's a fair point. I'm just not impressed with Dream's TVP right now. I mean,